Hi guys, hey, Cat Kom with StudioSWEATonDemand with some of our amazing trainers today. We've got
Don't worry about it.
beautiful Brooke, who's covering up her beautiful face with the hat.
And her chest with a cross-arm ice
Yeah,
hole.
she's icing, which we'll talk about in just a second, actually. And then, of course, Sidekick Bethany. Thanks
Hello.
for joining us. Beautiful blondes. I'm the brunette in-house.
In-house.
So, end of January. I hope everybody's doing good, sticking to their fitness goals so far. It hasn't been that long. Hopefully, you can keep some momentum, and we can help you. We're going to get right to our question of the week, which is from Joan Whitfield. And Joan is from
Cedar Springs, Michigan.
Cedar Springs, Michigan. Let me get to our question, you guys. We're going to make today's vlog pretty quick for you. Can you please address the posture for different positions? When you go on a hill, should your hips be forward? Hover is flat back, backed, bent over at the hip, right? Okay, so first of all, you're going to get people that have different opinions on this. So I'm going to give you my opinion. Brooke, you can chime in and give your opinion, but there's not necessarily one right answer. Hips should be stable at all times. That's one thing that I can tell you for sure, Joan. Oh, hey, buddy, what's up? So I'm going to briefly go over hand position. Real quick, I know we've done this before. Hand position 1 is right here. Backs of the hands resting on the front of the handlebars there. Fingertips on the half circle. If you don't have a half circle, it's just right there, however your handlebars are. Hand position 2 is when your chest is open like this. Usually you still are on the base of the handlebars. Okay, so that's hand position 2. Hand position 3 is when your hands are on the end of the handlebars. Usually that's when you're standing that you go to hand position 3. Some people will go hand position 3 when they're seated, but that's stretching the body pretty good, so I don't really recommend that. If you want to go 2 and you want to go hands a little further out on those handlebars, my opinion is that's okay, as long as you're hinging from the hip line, which is here, right here, okay, not the waistline. When you hinge from the waistline, you're closing off your lungs, you're rounding your back, nothing good's happening. Do you guys agree?
I would agree
Totally.
with that.
You agree with that? Okay, good. But when you're standing, you want the body to be nice and stable, so those hands are on hand position 3. Now, as far as posture, I think you're talking about not so much where the hand position are, but how your back is. To me, I tell my students in class that they can allow their shoulders to roll forward a little bit because that's natural and does help keep the back relaxed, as long as the shoulder blades are sunk in the back pockets. That's my analogy, okay? So you keep those shoulder blades down and back, but it's okay to let the shoulders roll forward a little bit. Elbows are always soft, right? And then as far as it sounds like when you're seated, Joan and everybody else out there, you should always be on the back of your saddle. You're never riding on the front. First of all, that's really uncomfortable. Okay, so don't do that. So always on the back of the saddle, and again, hinging forward from the hip line, not the waistline. When you're standing, let's say you're just standing and you're going to be up for a while. Those hands should be on 3. Your buns, in my opinion, should be over the front of the seat in that case, okay? Front to middle of the seat. That's where you're riding. And I know, Eric, you're not able to get me from the side here. And I'm riding without resistance right now, which is not good.
Wow.
Okay, heels dropped. Okay, so and then there's the hover, that's the position that's controversial. So if you're doing a class and your trainer asks you to hover, the most important thing is that you keep your back fairly flat. Again, it's okay if those shoulders roll forward. You can take those tips and tip at the hip though, again, not the waist. Don't let that back round too much. So if I'm pushing the hips back, the idea in that is to hit the glutes and the hamstrings more. That's fine, but tip at the hips and keep your back nice and flat. In this case, I'm somewhere kind of between, my buns are kind of between, well, they're really over the back of the seat, but they can go a little bit more towards the center if you like. When you're standing also, I'll tell my students, pretend your hips are a bucket of water, and the idea is to not spill that water. So you'll hear me use that analogy. Brooke, do you have anything that you?
Well, I usually, just like send the hips back, and they say if that starts to bother your back, then just modify it by taking it forward, like hand position 3, like standing climb position, or just drop it seated. You don't have to hover if it bothers you.
Yeah, I call it a drop back just because that word hover is so controversial. But
True.
it does hit the glutes and hamstrings a little bit more. But if you have any lower back problems, you should probably take that drop back position. You can still get a good workout and just focus more on the glutes and hamstrings in that case, okay? One thing too, if we're doing jumps on the bike, I will modify the hand position just a little bit personally. And so if we're doing jumps, I actually do kind of let my hands slide back and forth as I'm going up and down. I might even keep them like in between 2 and 3. But that, again, is going to be personal preference. As long as you've got a nice solid back, I think you're going to be good with that. But you do, in my opinion, want to have those hands open when you're doing jumps, not closed. If you're doing an isolation, which we do every once in a while for fun, and you're keeping your body real still and stable, I think that's okay. But most of the time, you're standing hands out. Now, since that took so long, I think we're going to skip our trainer tip of the week. I can make it really fast. If you experience an injury, a sharp pain, get ice on it right away, okay? Stop what you're doing, because you're about to ruin.
Yeah.
Okay?
You're about to ruin.
That's right. So if you experience an injury, which I always ask people, are you feeling pain on both sides or just one? So like if both of my quads are sore, it's probably just going to be soreness that'll pass. But if it's just one, you might have pulled it.
And it's sharp.
Yeah, and it's a sharp pain versus kind of a dull, like tired type feeling.
Yeah.
And so get ice on it right away, and you'll probably be back to your working out really soon. Otherwise, you might be out for
Monday.
a long time.
Monday.
Yeah.
2 tabs.
Yeah, exactly. On-demand releases. What do we got?
Me.
Can you please not take so long to get that out? Okay.
I'm a bottom line girl.
Okay.
We have the first straight spin class coming out. So no core, no sculpting, a full 55 minutes on the bike.
You guys
It
asked
was
for
so
it.
fun.
Woo! Bethany's bringing it to you. Nice
I
job,
loved it.
Bethany.
It was awesome.
All right, so basically a full hour spin only class. We're going to call that straight spin. It's going to be under spin core classes though, as far as categories. You're still going to find that under spin core classes, okay? And when does that come out?
Thursday?
I think it comes out Thursday.
Hold on, I have to speak in vlog language. Thursday.
Okay, I think it comes out Thursday. And then tomorrow, though, so Sunday coming out, is going to be, you guys get to meet Dustin, trainer Dustin. And he's going to be leading a boot camp or a small group training type workout. So that is going to be available under other workouts. So we've got a boot camp class that you guys can do from home.
It was good.
It
was very good.
Yeah, yay. They were both in it. So you guys can watch these two
Wearing
work out.
exactly this.
Exactly. So yeah, that's
Hurting
coming out Sunday. So look for that. And all you need is a set of dumbbells, right? Isn't that all you
that's
need?
all you need.
If you have a step, you can use that too to make it a little bit more challenging. But so look for that. You guys go meet Dustin.
Yay.
And a building to run around.
Yeah, or your house. Anything like that.
Yes.
It's optional. Okay, all right, you guys, that's all I have. Anything else?
Awesome. No.
Thanks for stopping by. Have a great week, guys.
See ya.
Get it done. Sweat, baby.